So at the local game last Thursday, actually ended up being fun. It's usually 4 or 5 tables, full 4 tables, maybe 40 players or so. So at some point, pretty much even. I had about a starting stack, and right before the add-on, the first break where you do the add-on and no more re-entries or rebuys. I had 7-8 of hearts. So 7-8 of hearts, I limp in from middle position. There was another person that had got in before me, and a couple more people get in. There's like 5 people, getting to the big blind. I think the blind levels were 500, 1,000, and the big blind decides to make it 5,000. So I want to see a flop of my hand. I'm not the only one. Everyone gets in, and it's a pretty big pot. The starting stack was about 40K at this point, and it started the pot about 37K, which is fairly typical for this tournament. So the flop comes out 7 of spades, 5 of hearts, and 2 of hearts. So this gives me top pair with with a flush draw, and the initial raiser, the big blind checks, and it's checked to me. I decide, it's about 25K or so in the pot. I go all in, and the last guy to act behind me, he goes all in. I have him covered by a little bit. Everybody else folds, so I turn over my hand to 7-8 of hearts. He's got the 5 of 7 of diamonds for top 2 pair. So the turn comes out an 8. At this point, I'm pretty excited. Not only do I have the flush draw, now I have top 2 pair. He's got, I got a 96% chance of winning this pot. Unfortunately, the river comes out the 5 of clubs, and he scoops up a big pot. So that was an unfortunate hand, but that's the way it is. And do the add-on. So I didn't have a ton of chips, but I had enough chips to play with, and I built my stack up nicely. The only problem was every time I had good hands, top pair, great kicker, I just kept I ran into aces twice. So I doubled those guys up, but I was still doing pretty well. And then we got to the final 2 games. This hand wasn't a super interesting hand, but I guess it's worth talking about since I haven't been covering too many hands. So in late position, I might have been the dealer. There was one limper in, and it gets to me. I have king queen, so I decide I want to raise. Usually when somebody limps in or gets in a hand pre-flop, they like their hand, so chances are they're not gonna fold unless you're going all in. And even then, who knows? It's not a guarantee just raising it. You're not stealing the blinds in that spot. So I raise it, but the reason I raise it is because I don't want to lose to crappy hand like jack 4 off, 7 deuce off, and the big blind, and he flops a couple of pairs. So you raise it. You want to eliminate those kind of hands. So the there's 2 blinds fold, I believe. And it goes back to the limper, and he goes all in. I'm like, okay, so king queen, I beat a portion of his range, and absolutely I call. I turn over my king queen, and I had the right read. He had pocket 9s. It's pretty much a raise. He had limped in, which was not really good. Not that I would have folded king queen. So the flop ran out, 3 queen jack. Hit my queen right away, my overcard, and he never improved. So I was able to, scoop up a big pot. The tournament ended for me with about 12 players left. I was happy with the way I played, and it was actually like a fun game. And it's not often that you run into like aces a couple of times and lose top with a flush draw to like a 2-outer. It's that's not something that happens all the time. So it was fun. I'll probably play it again this week, and should be fun.